Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, October 17th, 2023, and I wanted to do a little update and just wisdom from this amazing trip that I just got back from yesterday. I haven't taken more than a day or two off in a row since last March, and so it was definitely overdue. And I was shown that over and over again with how clear the messages were coming in and being downloaded for me. We call messages being downloaded by the way that we are actually able to like receive the messages clearly instead of like right now my ear is ringing, and that is a sign that spirit is saying, yes, I'm here with you, and this is what I want you to pay attention to. And so on the way down, it's a 6 hour drive to my girlfriend's place in Roseburg. Well, let me back up. In Vegas, the amazing experience with the wall yoga had my wheels spinning. How can I bring that back home? My ringing's getting louder. How can I bring that element back home? How can I install those systems in my home studio? How can I make the business model profitable enough to where I can really start to offer this as a solid and stable income, right? That's the goal. That's been the goal since the divorce, is to provide myself with a solid and stable income. Yes, Spirit, I hear you. And that might seem weird that I'm talking to like nothing around me. But when you are in the spiritual or healing world, these coincidences or similarities between what other people are saying, the ringing in the ear is an affirmation that you are on the right pathway, or you are tuning into something that is important. So this is important to me. This changing of the guards, this opening of new realms within myself, the looking into the shadows. So I had that creative moment and full release when I was in Las Vegas with the wall yoga, and I couldn't stop thinking about it until I decided that, okay, universe is communicating in other ways. I don't know. Um, there's a rhyme and a reason for things that happen to us in our life, and I do believe that I was in that wall yoga room for a with a purpose, one that I didn't know until afterwards. So with that said, on the drive down to my girlfriend's in Roseburg, Oregon, which is 6 hours north, so it's not actually down, it's up, I decided to listen to a couple of podcasts from the series called Expanded, and it is about manifestation, the scientific part of it, how the subconscious mind actually believes that things are possible in life or doesn't. And they talked about the shadow, and the shadow is a place within us that anytime we've encountered something that makes us self doubt, lose any confidence that we might have, any hope, or anything that is on the positive side, we tuck it into that shadow area within ourselves, and it builds over time because most of us don't want to take a look at those things that have held us back or kept us stuck. We just know that it's there. We feel that it's there because when we try to explore out into doing something new, that fear that comes over us is directly related to what's hiding in those shadows. And so the practice of yoga has opened up to me this portal of saying, you know what, it's okay to actually look in those dark places. It's okay um, to peel back with ease, not with ease, really, with fear. With fear, that's truthful, satya, with truthfulness, that it is it's a place within us that we know holds a lot of answers into how we move through life, why we don't venture out into new territory. And the practice of yoga has said, look, peel it back just a little bit at a time, because the practice is lifelong. And so you are on now the spiritual journey of looking deep within those shadows within yourself so that you can live with ease and grace and light. So, on the way down to my girlfriend's house, I stopped in Mount Shasta at an amazing store called Soul Connections. And the interesting thing is that that's the store that she recommended when I texted somebody after, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have to come back here. They already knew about the store, and I was like, okay, people, please tell me of these places so that when I road trip, I can make an expanded area. I always go to the same place, which brings me to the card that I drew today. So I invested in a new Oracle deck. This is by Alana Fairchild. She is one of my favorites. I just love her illustrations. And this is the Medicine Heart Oracle deck. And this morning I pulled number 6. You can see it's a woman. There's a couple koi fish, and she's got like an octopus draped around her neck, and it's called the Dragon's Gate. And these were just some of the highlights from the reading, from the validation of the spirit message that I needed to absorb in myself today. You were close to crossing a significant threshold, overcoming a long-standing obstacle, and experiencing an irreversible liberation. What your heart seeks is within reach. And then it goes on to talk about this story, myth about koi fish, and that many, 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 many years ago, there were koi fish that were brought to Japan from China. And they were released in this river, and they swam up the river until the point they got to this waterfall. And the current was so vigorous that a lot of them turned around and were like, screw this. It was hard enough to get up here. I'm just going to turn around and go back. There were a few that lingered at the bottom of the waterfall, like for hundreds of years. They sat there and swam, trying to figure out how can we move through this, until one day one of the koi fish actually made it to the top of the waterfall. And so it says, koi attract the divine blessing to become a heavenly dragon through courage, endurance, will, and exertion. These are qualities of the shamanic soul. So it states that when the one koi fish was able to make it to the top of the waterfall, that was known as the Dragon's Gate. And so it gave it more power and fierceness and courage to be able to move through life in a different existence, because it took that leap of faith. It moved through the fear. It looked within its shadow, and it's like, I'm not going back down the river. I'm going to keep moving forward no matter what. So it says the oracle foretells of truly tremendous accomplishments if you make the choice to continue with your quest. And so here I am rambling in my mind. The thoughts are churning about how do I retrofit my studio to accommodate these systems? Where does the money come from? How do I schedule classes around an already busy schedule? And then I go, I can't do it because of things that are in my shadow. That's the answer I give myself. And so the podcast that I continued to listen to, there was another episode that was talking about tower moments. And tower moments in life are when things basically fall apart. Brick by brick, they just crumble. And oftentimes we think of those moments as being punished. That how could something that we feel is for us like crumbles and just disintegrates and is no longer, and we're supposed to walk away with this trust in the universe that that was supposed to happen. We're supposed to be okay with it, and we're supposed to have faith that what's on the other side is coming in. And so they talk about that moment, right? That moment that you're suspended is when you are actually being held in grace by the universe, that you are asking to evolve in that moment. You are asking to trust with all your might that whatever is on the other side is coming in for your greatest good. That's how we evolve and grow. And so, if you've had repeat tower moments in your life where the same thing keeps happening over and over and over again, it's because when you were in that suspended state, you are not trusting, you are resisting the change, and you're still holding on to what crumbled. And I am so guilty of that. I am so guilty of that. Spending time with my girlfriend Katie allowed me the opportunity to realize that I'm still letting go of something. A relationship that I walked away from a few months ago is still, I still have cords there. They're still attached. And um, she reminded me so gracefully that it's still fresh and that it's normal what I'm feeling. And all I can do is look into my shadow and say, if you don't want to repeat those tower moments that you did in that relationship, look deeper in the darkness within you and and pull out something that is keeping you in that mindset of I'm not worthy of the things that I long and yearn for and deserve in this lifetime. So that's where I'm at today. There are so many other impactful moments on the trip that I was on um, that will probably slowly come out in video form at one point or another. Um, but this reading today from Alana Fairchild just hit the nail on the head that I am on the right pathway and I'm at the bottom of the waterfall and I'm fighting against the current and I'm lingering in that pool going, the pressure of what's coming down on me is so forceful. It's so forceful that I just want to be one of the other kois and turn around and walk away, swim away, right? I mean, how appropriate. I'm a Pisces and I get this card today. So I'm going to find a way to jump up on top of the waterfall. I'm going to find a way to make this work. I'm going to find a way to pull out of my shadow some things that are ready to be exposed in the light and burn away. So wherever you're at today, I hope that you can embrace this concept of being the koi fish at the bottom of the waterfall and knowing that if you stay long enough, you will find a way to have the strength and the courage to jump on the top and keep moving till the next one. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me be transparent and truthful. Have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday. Cheers.